What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. Thank you for joining me. It is Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and we get together and we draw and we talk comic books, the latest and greatest comics that I picked up. And hopefully you saw the thumbnail, and I picked up Transformers number 25, and I'll tell you what I think about it. And I should just start off the stream as welcome to Benny's Commission Hour. Brother Benny is he sniped it from everybody again, and so congratulations to Brother Benny for picking up this before I even started. I thank you for the support and the risk that you're taking. And for this one, I'm going to not do the speed one that I've normally been doing in the past couple of weeks as I set up. You know, I want to get the pose everything just right. But this time I want to try taking you through like what inspires the picture. So I picked out a picture that I am inspired by, and that I feel like it has a Megatron look. So so this is Death, drawn by Joe Madureira, and I'm going to use this as my inspiration to go from this blank page to a Megatron based on this Death image that I'm using. But I am going to use the old Generation 1 Megatron because that is who I like. I know there are many iterations of Megatron, but I like Generation 1 the best. What I want to do is give you a preview. You guys, just for showing up, you get a preview of Alpha Red number 8. This is page 1. I know, Benny, you saw the pencil version of it because I sent you some stuff. But here's page 1, and I just finished up page 2 not too long ago. So I am filling my time doing that. So that is a preview for those of you who join me, who enjoy Alpha Red. Also, I've been working on some Bible story images that a church has commissioned me to do. So just want to show you that I'm working on some of those things too. All these things go into the Alpha Red budget to create new Alpha Red. So I need to pay people to color it. I need some money to pay my writer, Ray McKay, who's done a bang up job coming up with some really fun stories that I get to illustrate. I'll probably still be scripting it. I'm having so much fun thinking through what the script is going to be. So I kind of steal that last icing on the cake from Mr. Ray McKay, but I got to pay him. And I got to pay the letterer, Mr. Josh Shelton, also. But this is Cain and Abel as they're going up to the sacrifice. This is Cain after he kills his brother Abel. These are some giants that they encounter as people in the early Bible, the Old Testament stuff. And you see here, he doesn't have two arms, but I didn't like that I hung his arm out here. So I dropped his arm down here and I digitally removed it in there. And if I can, yeah. Anyway, I was going to show you some motion stuff that I did with Grok. Grok is so fun. It makes all these little things move. And maybe I will show it just because it's so fun. But Noah's Ark. The door to Noah's Ark. And this is currently the one that I'm working on. This is Noah's Ark during the storm. So just some fun stuff. Maybe I will. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna pull up the really cool Grok images. That's see. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see. All right, we'll stick to hang on, let me the Bible stories. All right, so here's the Bible stories, like Cain and Abel. Can you guys see that? How amazing is that? It takes my my 2D image and then it transfers it into, it makes up all the motion. How crazy is that? I mean, I will put the I'll make a video of these and put it together. But this is how some of the goofy stuff that it makes them walking weird. But the giants are supposed to be bullying the normal sized people, but and it does it in a really fun way. But like, you can see that these guys are teasing the normal sized people, stealing their stuff. But like, obviously, things, I don't know if you guys can see it all, but it's just fun stuff. AI is a tool, and it's a tool for entertainment. Where did I put that Transformers picture? All right. So just as a reminder, we're doing Megatron Generation 1. We're using this death picture drawn by Joe Madureira as the inspiration to come up with the sketch that Brother Benny has sniped from everybody. He comes in early, guys. If you want to beat Brother Benny, you're gonna have to wake up earlier. Let's just say hi to everybody in the chat before we get started. Brother Benny was first. He claimed it. He claimed it way back at 702. Gave him the price, and he said, "I'll take it, thanks." So thank you, James. It's never a risk getting a sketch from you. I appreciate that, bro. Jay Scott is in the house. Hello, James. Happy Sunday to all. Page 1 and 2 are looking clean and well done. I appreciate it. Last issue, I did it only in pencils, and I passed it off to inker JC Grande, and he did a bang-up job. But there were, I just felt like there were things that I still had to correct when he sent it back. It had so much more energy than I left it, but I learned from what I saw him do, and I'm incorporating a lot of those things in what I'm doing with the inks on issue number 8. So as we go through this, you don't have to look at that blank sketch cover. Zebra Comics says, "What's up? What is up? What's going on, Ryan? Thank you for hanging out today. Very cool. Thank you. You inspired me with Grok for the trailer I put out yesterday. That's awesome. I'll have to check it out. Because they're so fun. Like, and you can just keep hitting redo, and it comes up with another thing and then another thing, and it's just like sometimes it gets silly, super silly, but it's so fun to look at. I must say. Patrick Daniel is in the house. Hello, everybody. J. Scott says, "Great. That Grok really is cool looking." Yeah, so cool, so fun. It's funny when the walk cycles get messed up. Yeah, it's. I don't know which is funnier, when they get messed up, or if it like synchronizes. You know, it's like they're almost like a dance thing. So it's fun. Don't tell them how to outsnipe me, brother man. I got to give them a chance. They got to get a fighting chance. He comes in so fast. Brother Benny comes in so fast. I suppose I can't keep them all. All right. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We are, where are we at? Where is the one that I prefer? Is this one. All right. So I thought I would go in with just the gray markers, because Megatron is really just different shades of gray, right? This is really how I remember him. And then they kind of modernized him in the comics a little bit, but still keeping with the same color scheme. So he's really just a lot of gray, whites, dark gray, you know. So he has some red highlights. So I brought my handy dandies. I got the orange, which comes out red, and then the red that comes out red. Like comes out like brown red, like blood red. So that's what I'm gonna do. I got him sitting over there. I'm gonna put this nearby so that I can look up and just kind of break down what I see that I like about Joe Madureira's drawing here. So I like that it has so much energy. It's got so much flow. It's got things in this direction, things in that direction, but like the central character is kind of just set in the middle, and he's got a mood to him. So I'm going to try to recapture that mood, except make it Megatron. So I'm going to put him nearby so that I can glance at him to get the energy going. Get the energy. So I do have to remember that I am doing Megatron and not just kind of redrawing the death picture. All right, so we got to get his face in here a little bit. Megatron's face. We got the cheekbones here. And then I want to see that, like, see how far his head sinks down and his shoulders are up here. So he's going to be really coming at us. And because he's a metal robot alien creature, there's a lot of perspective that you're working with when you're working with the Transformers. But I am up to the challenge, guys. I'm up for the challenge. So see how his body is tilted. The axis, his shoulder up here is higher than down here. That adds to the drama. So there is some dynamics that that I want to make sure that I capture with the just making sure that I get that angle in there. All right, so his helmet, let's make sure I get his helmet right. So I want to use his helmet almost as a furrowed brow. And this toy, I don't know if you guys see, this is actually a toy. The company's called KO, and they make these killer Transformers. I'm sure they do other kinds of toys, but they look like the cartoon version on steroids. So good. So good. So we get his nose here. And he pretty much just has like a human mouth. And then we'll do his eyes, but we'll do his eyes red, so they'll just be tucked up underneath there. And so you're seeing the inside of his shoulder thing here. And because of the forced perspective, you're kind of seeing both sides of the inside. So I see that the broadsword is a huge factor in the coolness of it. So instead of a broadsword, we obviously have his like telescope blaster. So I'm gonna make sure that I do that in a dramatic way that takes up a lot of the picture to kind of sell the scale of how big his gun is. So I don't know if this is interesting to you guys or not, but this is kind of the thought process as I go through trying to create a dynamic picture, dynamic pose. Yeah, Ryan, I have to check out your trailer that you put out. Remind me what the name of your comic is. Zebra Comics is your studio or your publishing thing, right? Let me see. It says it's funny when they walks the walk side goes, okay, I already read that. Then he says Dolan okay. And did I read this one? Megatron was one of my favorite OG toys from the Transformers. Yes, he is super awesome. Oh, great. Yes, Zebra Comics is your DBA. So what's the name of the comic? Don't you have that Christian? It's a Christian comic, right? If I'm not mistaken. So let's see how to do his shoulder. Let's see what the toy does for his shoulder, because it is not always easy to come up with a cool way to place like all this metal. Okay, I got the angle wrong there. So you do want to get down to the actual arm here, and to sell that it sticks out so far, you really have to stop his hand down here. Nephilim, that's it. I made a comic called The Nephilim, which ends on Kickstarter in a couple days. Well, go check it out, guys. Check out Zebra Comics The Nephilim on Kickstarter. I'll have to check that out. Zebra, I'll have to check it out. Yes, sir. Brother Benny is on the move. On the move. All right. So you see how his leg comes out, right? Oh, you can't see it if I'm just tucking it behind the camera. So his leg comes out, and really, you want to make sure that you get the dramatic foreshadowing, so it's coming out at you. So what I do is I make sure that the knee is where the knee needs to be, and then I bring the thigh back, and then meets up with the pelvis. The pelvis bone connected to the thigh bone. Come on. But you have to make sure, because that really is a part of it, like how his body moves, like his shoulder. I'm just going to draw through this. So like his shoulders are up here, and then his hips are like this. So it really sells the anatomy and the drama of it all. So he doesn't have a big knee pad like Death does here, but you can still sell that it is kind of coming at you. Just kind of using parts of you gotta use what you got. Use what you got. So he does have like this lip under here. I forget, Patrick Daniel, I don't know if you remember, like what was his bottom of his leg? Was that the handle for the gun? Is that the handle for the gun? We're gonna make sure that this is nice, and this is where the shadow is gonna drop, so that it pops this part of the thing out. And then you can, almost goes all the way in. So with Joe Madureira, the hips are super slim and the shoulders are really broad. And that's really a big aspect of what I like about his artwork. So we're going to go in with the leg right there. It's dropped back. So we might even I don't know what it's doing back there because we can't see it, but we're going to pretend like we know what's going on back there. Like he's bending it a little bit. Like he's kind of walking towards you. Like you can't stop Megatron. This dude's coming at you. Coming at you fast. Let's see. Seaver says, I would love the feedback. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if we could help a brother out. Thanks, Benny. I can see the overall form is coming together. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you can translate. I was using a lot. I'll show you the sketchbook that I have, and I was trying to convince myself that I would be able to draw Transformers. You know, everybody is really intimidated by all the perspective that you have to do, but you can use a regular humanoid form and just transform them into a transformer. And I'll show you how. Like, I'm showing you how here, but like, his legs are the butt. His legs are the butt. Okay. But it's been a few years since I've played with the action figures. Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that these toys transform, it looks like the cartoon, and it transforms like the cartoon. It's hard to explain. If you want to check it out, I would suggest it. Let me see here. I would suggest you look it up. KO is the name of the company. So it looks like his other hand, like, it's dramatically just kind of hanging there, and he's got blood dripping off of it. We can make it so it kind of looks like maybe blood or oil is dripping off of the hand here. See. But that is his arm. It's generally kind of boring, his arm. Like, he doesn't have any shoulder muscles, but we're going to try to make it as dynamic as we possibly can here, because you see how there's so much dramatic shadow here. So all of this would technically be in the shadow if we're using Mr. Joe Madureira's whole hand thing, whole picture thing, to really do the picture. Let's see, a little Decepticon symbol here, just a placeholder for any colors. I don't know if we'll do the actual colors, but we'll probably try. The only reason why I wouldn't is because I don't have any kind of lighter purple. It would have to be almost a highlighter, purple highlighter. Otherwise, it's very powerful. The purple marker is very, very powerful. So we got the three marks over here. We got the bam, bam, bam. And got his head socket there. All right. I think we are ready to transform this layout into the real deal. What do you guys think? We will start off with the red eyes and see and hope that we don't mess up Brother Benny's picture. It does have a specific angle and stuff, so I don't want to mess it up right from the beginning. So a little on the slanted side here. Ha ha ha, it's looking like him already. What do you think? In your dreams, Starscream. It looks like he's got a little circle thing down here. Little beep boop. Any other red? I don't want to do. Okay, maybe we will kind of bring in the red from the sides, because technically we shouldn't see the sides of his thing, but we're gonna do it just to make it pop a little bit, and you'll understand that it is not going to be too distracting. So let me see, his arm hangs down like that. So we're gonna mostly keep that. He's got some mechanics in here is what they're showing me. So that's not so bad. Just make sure to make that make sense later. Make it look like gears and stuff. All right. Let's go a little bit more crazy with this. This is the lightest one. This is the C1, which is the 10% cool gray. And we're gonna come in and see if we can't capture, like, we got the cheeks, right? He's got, I don't want to take up, that other side is a little aggressive. So we'll keep the small side of the marker. And then we got the little front facing stuff. And see how much of this do we want? Look at that. It's looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Legs or the butt? Okay. Ryan's gonna give us the butt of the gun. Ah, the butt of the gun. Okay. So is that the handle? Is that the legs of the butt? That makes more sense, sir. I appreciate that. And God bless Frank Welker for giving Megatron the best villain voice. Is he still around? Does he do any of the voices currently? Because Optimus Prime, you know, Peter Cullen is just like gonna be Optimus Prime forever. I hope they let him do it until he dies. Although I guess Chris Hemsworth, he is set up to be the next voice of Optimus Prime. Did you guys check out Transformers 1? Let me know if you checked it out. Let me know what you thought if you checked it out. I'll tell you what I thought of it. So did anybody check out Transformers number 25? This is the reboot. This is not reboot, but this is new creative team. Robert Kirkman jumps in there. And I didn't know, but Jorge Corona sticks around for the first part of this. This is I'm going to show you my favorite part of this comic. It's when, in the beginning, it starts with Megatron and the Decepticons, and then when they switch to the Autobot story, they burn a whole page, right? And it's like the cartoon. It's like I could hear it. Like when I flipped to this page and I saw this, I was like, how about it? It was like fantastic. I think it's obvious that Mr. Robert Kirkman is a fan of the Transformers. So it was really cool to see. I don't know if he had enough pages to burn like that, but I appreciated it for sure. Because if you're an independent creator, every page counts. Because you pay for every page. That printer is not giving you free pages. So to see Robert Kirkman burn a page just for the flip, I was like, oh yeah. He's a true fan. All right, so I'm gonna do like this front panel here, all gray. So these other smaller details are going to have to be highlighted. So when I come in with the same color gray as all this, that all my place markers don't disappear. So yeah, the switch out of the Decepticon storyline in the beginning, where Megatron is because they just lost. If you have not caught up, issue number 24 of Transformers kind of shows a big loss for the Decepticons. Obviously, the Autobots are going to win. It took 24 issues for that epic battle to get set up and stuff, so I appreciated it. I'm going to go like this, and then when I come in, hopefully I remember to keep that white, and that should pop. All right, let's bring in a big swath of this. Cool gray. Hopefully it'll pay off here. It's like I'm inking, like I'm holding my breath. And so with this also comes like the shadow being cast right there, casting that shadow, and then down here. So this would actually kind of be the same face of that. So that gets that treatment. This will get this. All right. So before we go farther, we'll go make sure that this curves in even more, but I actually want to leave a spot for two buttons, two Darth Vader style buttons. I wonder if Darth Vader's abdomen thing influenced this at all. Influenced Megatron's circuit board here in the middle. Is this 3? Do I want to do that? I'm not sure if I want to do that. We'll hold off. All right, now we're down to his pelvis. It's like an anatomy lesson. My daughter's taking some courses to be an EMT, and she's like, guess what I learned about? And she spits out some kind of scientific word. You know what that is? That's, what was it? She like set up a joke, and she goes through these really complicated technical words for like super simple stuff. I can't even, it doesn't even hit my memory because they're so complicated. The word is so complicated, and then it's like your toe, like no. And then she says, you know what the technical word for diarrhea is? It's diarrhea. There's no technical word. No technical word for diarrhea. So I will go back after all this and ink it. So you will also get the ink treatment. Let's see. You want that? The whole telescope thing is pretty dark, so we're just gonna use that as the main. This as the main color for now. Probably go much darker, to be honest, right? Because that would make sense. The butt bone's connected to the foot bone. The butt are the feet. The butt are the feet. The feet is the butt. All right, so I left that little white thing there just because the light would shine down and it would reflect on the inside of Megatron's gun. In my brain. You might disagree. And you can disagree. Be like Jim Lee, who came out this week against generative AI. So he says the mistakes are the art. I definitely agree. That generative AI, I've tried using AI to generate some of the stuff that I don't want to draw. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how anyone would. It is very difficult. Let's go all the way across here. You notice my marker is trying to die on me during the stream. So you have to work with the dying marker, and you have to paint in the direction of the form. I know Fung reached out and he was working with some markers. He was coloring a picture that I sent him that he commissioned. And he's like, how do I make it less streaky? I said, buy better markers. Or if you don't want to buy better markers, make sure you're using the marker to kind of trace out the form. So this will be like the inside of his metal leg shell there. I might make that red too, because in the one picture they're using red for the joints, and it is kind of, but I kind of like it that it's not here. I don't know, I'm a little torn. We can do a red on the inside there too, maybe. But this number 3 is dying on me here. This is the 30% cool gray, and one of my more popular colors because it goes dry first. So I have not refilled it clearly. All right. Then we just got to go darker. And what that's going to do when you see this is that it's going to make everything pop. The contrast makes everything pop. And you just got to make sure you're making it pop in the ways that you want it to. Yep, there we go. And let's make those work. It's gonna work. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Fong made it. All right, let's see what I missed. Zebra Comics says, I like Transformers 1, but it was not better than Transformers the movie. Hey, you can't compete with nostalgia. I don't know if it's a better movie or not. I can't even compare the two. I like them both. I still like Transformers the movie better, but is it a better movie? Who knows? I'll never be able to know, because I'll never be able to remove Transformers the movie from the #1 spot. That's just my feeling. I was waiting for the streaming for Transformers 1, then I forgot about it. I didn't make it to my LCS this week, but Transformers 25 is waiting for me. Yes, sir. And this one is waiting for you too. This one you'll get and love for sure. So I did like Transformers 1. Don't miss it. Your epidermis is showing. Forget where that's from, but it's just funny every time you hear it. Fong finally made it. Brother Man is in the house. Looks like Megatron is charging at Prime, saying, "I'll crush you with my bare hands." Yes, sir. Megatron is either going to attack or shoot himself in the knee. All is possible. All is possible. Patrick Daniel says, any fans of Transformers the movie from the 80s? Of course, sir. Of course. I've probably seen Transformers the movie more than any other movie. You and I both. It's possible. It's possible. Actually, I have a son who loves the movie Cars. We probably watched that movie more than any other movie. It was like on repeat for like 3 years. So it's hard to beat. I was a fan of the first 15 minutes of the 1986 movies. Only 15 minutes? Brother Man. Sit yourself down. Watch the rest of the movie. Enjoy life. I did love hearing Spock as Galvatron. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Benny says, Nelson from Simpsons says it. Then he said, it's funny because your epidermis is your hair. Your epidermis is not your hair, is it? Your epidermis is just your skin, isn't it? I should have probably paid attention more in school. We wouldn't have all these questions. Let's see if number 3 here. See if we can use number 3 for some tracing out of things to make it. There we go. It's a little softer than the number 5, which is the 50%. Now we will want it to be darker, but for right now, it just feels like it's a little much. And my mind's eye cannot deal with so much contrast. Like, am I messing it up? Please don't say I'm messing it up. All right. But yeah. Yes. Your epidermis is showing. Very funny. Very funny. Do we have any biology people here? Is the epidermis the skin or the hair? Am I misremembering it? See, this is the reason why I don't. I forget to refill my dying markers because they come back to life a little bit. See how this guy came back to life a little bit? You wait long enough, he comes back to life. Let's see. Let's see if I can wake this guy up some. Because he needs to bring the dramatic lighting here. You gotta bring the dramatic lighting. Otherwise, the pose, you can't sell the pose as well. It's all about the lighting. So if you guys haven't hit that like button yet, please hit that like button. Those magical things, I'm told. Algorithmic magic. Algorithmic magic. This is all going to look so good when we come in with the inks, because it'll push some of the gray stuff back, and then it'll push a lot of the the contrast up. We're back at the 50. 50, 50, 50. All right, we're going to use this 50 to do this, his gun, his telescope gun. I wonder where's the Crusader? What's his name? Crusader, Mike Lorber. Can't remember. He loves Transformers. Get over here. He's probably doing his own stream. I keep forgetting to pop over to his own stream. The Comic Crusader? Is that right? Fong says he went to a panel at Comic-Con for Transformers with some of the original writers, and even they told Hasbro that killing Prime was a bad idea. It was traumatic, bro. It was traumatic. He turns gray. Like, what? What? How does that even happen? I never saw Transformers the movie as a kid, only the show. I was a teenager when I saw the movie, so I wasn't traumatized. I imagine seeing it as a kid would be pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. I was a teenager when I saw it. I was not one of those lucky kids who were able to see it in grade school. I remember my one friend, Duran, he went to see it like a couple times. Him and Ronaldo. I was like, you're just flexing on me. I must see it. I must see it. Then, of course, when it came on TV, I mean, kids are spoiled now. You don't have to sit there trying to record it with your VCR, trying to record it without the commercials. But I did. I recorded it off TV. And I would still watch it whenever it came on TV. So, recording or not. See, the contrast is coming together. So, because you haven't picked it up yet, Benny, I won't spoil anything. I'll just give you the overall feel that I got for Transformers 25 here. It was definitely a good comic. It wasn't a great comic though. It was a good transition. It was a great transition from what has happened in the previous issues. And it was a good handing off of the baton, especially because Jorge Corona does the beginning of it, which I didn't know that he was going to do. And so it kind of gives you the baton passing. That's what it feels like in a very respectful way. I thought I was going to open up the comic and just see Dan Mora's more mechanical style, like they were advertising, like this, you know, with more sharp angles. And it's super, super good art. It's just a bit jarring for sure, initially. So I want to keep, see, I'm intentionally using this as instead of the black, but I'm leaving the grays that I created earlier just so that I can have like another tone there. And I think that adds a little like anime effect. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm hoping, wishing that it does. But yeah, if you guys did not see the preview of Alpha Red number 8, you can rewind, and when it's done, I do show you the first 2 pages of Alpha Red number 8. Inked up, ready to go. Won't tell you what it's about yet. In the next 2 or 3 pages, you'll see kind of the direction that I'm going with it. And hopefully I can crank out, I'm hoping 2 pages a week if I can. It really has been a game changer switching to a smaller size paper. Ryan, I don't know if you do your own artwork, because I've not looked inside the book. I know you draw, but I don't know if you draw the whole book. But I have switched to a smaller paper, and it moves so much faster. I get more pages done faster. And then what that does is it keeps me motivated. So I want to leave, even though I used the 3 underneath there, I'm going to leave that 3 and kind of fill this up with 5, which is the 50% cool gray. Copic uses the C5 and Prismacolor. Calls it 50%. Same. And if you've never heard me explain why I use these Prismacolor things, but talk about the color as if I'm using Copics, it's because they're really Copics. It's Copic refills that fill up these little vessels. Just because I had these sitting around, and instead of buying a $7 marker that goes dead shortly after you first purchase it, I had a bunch of these cool gray markers sitting around that were dry, and the refills for the Copics are like $13. $13 for a refill, and it fills one of these tubes like 12 times. So I just bought the $13 thing, $13 refill, and just went ahead and used that instead of use that to refill my Prisma, my dry Prismas. So that is my hack. That's how I hacked it. All right. Let's bring this guy over here. This fixes the direction there. Let's keep this, keep the darker thing going here. Maybe. We'll keep his hand. Maybe when I come in here with the inks, I can make the blood dripping. We'll think of it as oil since they're robots. We have blood, they have oil. All right. We're getting there. What do you think? What do you think, Brother Benny? The Brother Benny Commission Hour. Yeah. Too funny. Yeah, if you guys want to beat Benny to these Sunday night drawings, just reach on out. Reach on out. Before Benny does. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. He'll ask me beforehand what I'm doing so that he can claim it. Name it and claim it. Whoop. My leg. All right. So you want to show that that caused a shadow. I think we're ready for some inks. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So here's the original, right? And so we just laid down the base tones for everything. We're going to try to bring the energy of all this. These are some things that I noticed with Joe Madureira art. See, look at all these little flecks of, it's either dust or could be like embers. I think when they color it, sometimes they'll grab these and turn them into embers. But his pictures are littered with all these little textures that kind of just don't actually have to mean anything. You know, I don't want to say like he's not thinking of it. I just can't tell what he's trying to make out of those, but I know that if you add them, they look really cool. So I go ahead and add a lot of them. So we're gonna make sure we get the nose there. We're going in, guys. And we'll just leave some of that gray to kind of add kind of a lip, a highlight. I don't even know how you want to say it. But it will kind of fill in some areas where it might look a little blank. So what does he say when he's running up there? Who said that? He's running at him saying what? What did Fong say? He's running at him saying, I'm going to shoot myself in the knee. Oh. I'll crush you with my bare hands. That's it. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. I'll crush you with my bare hands. All right. So there's the face. Now we can go to a bigger size pen. That was the V5. This is the V7. Just puts out a little bit more ink and speeds things up. Hopefully you guys can see where the contrast of the inks are kind of they just hopefully make the picture pop. And then I'll go back in even again with the brush pen and really dig into, like, this would be like all black in here just to kind of sell that his head pops out of a hole on the top of his I don't know, form. This is where I go back and just kind of fill in those details. And then, you know, as I'm going through, I'll add some of those battle lines where he gets all dinged up. Not quite as dinged up as the close-up of Megatron when him and Optimus are fighting. Like when they show him up close, I'm like, dude, you're falling apart. I didn't think metal looked like that. But it was really cool. Of course. Transformers 1, very fun. Not just fun, but it's a good movie. It does happen to be fun. It feels like from the commercials that it's going to be like a kitty kind of movie, but it's got a lot of heart. It does have some humor, but the humor is not too much, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if you guys agree or not. Let me see. Funk says, I did watch the rest of the movie. Prime's death ruined it for me as a kid. Hasbro wanted to sell all the new toys and kill off the old line. Greedy Hasbro. Epidermis is a skin. The joke was that he said it was the hair. I gotcha. It's confusing to us stupid people. I went to a panel at Comic-Con. Oh, okay. I just missed that other one, I guess. Okay, I missed that. One for following. Concept of tape rewinding machine blew my kid's mind. Goodness, I do remember that. A machine dedicated just to rewind your stupid VHS because it took so long. And you didn't want to, they told you weren't supposed to use your VCR because it ruined the thing in the VCR. So they said that so that they could sell you a whole nother device where you just stick in and it just rewinds. Crazy, ludicrous. I'm blown away. This is looking great. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Does anyone know how Hasbro is making the original Megatron a tank now? They just do whatever they want, I think. I think that was Michael Bay's idea. Just make him any kind of vehicle. He made him a jet in the first Transformers movie, and then it was game over. Game over. As long as the robot mode looks the same, Megatron as a tank works for me. That's right. Somehow, some way. Yeah. He ends up transforming into this recognizable robot mode. A recognizable Megatron. Yeah. No, it was Transformers 1 was good. This Transformers comic was good. Like I said, the transition was great. It was very respectful of what Daniel Warren Johnson did with the previous stuff, but it definitely sets up they're setting up another storyline. Obviously, that's what you got to do, but they do it. It's just not as fast-paced. I guess it is kind of fast-paced. It's just well done. Kind of going crazy here. But I feel like I gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. See, let me else? Anything else? Zebra Comics says G2 Megatron is from the 80s, but G1 is what everyone knows. Yeah. So is that, you mean the tank, Brian? The tank mode is the Megatron from G2. Like for me, it's always been, he turns into a giant gun. Well, a small gun. I know Galvatron was supposed to be his evolution, but doesn't seem like Galvatron's stuff. And him turning into a giant cosmic gun thing is not as popular as the small human handheld gun. Human sized or Starscream sized. Transforms into the size that it needs. It's like the Lord of the Rings ring. Just kind of becomes what it needs to become. This. Kabamski. What else? What else was good? I picked up Absolute Batman. Absolute Batman. Anybody pick that up? What'd you think of Absolute Catwoman with a big fishbowl on her head? So I have decided that after this Bane storyline concludes with issue number 14, I believe, I am no longer picking up Absolute Batman. It's just not only for the violence, because it has gotten more and more violent. I really enjoy the storyline. I do. But in this latest issue, let me see if it's close enough that I can show you what I had to do to it. This is what I had to do to it in order to share it with my son. So I put like black electrical tape over like sexually whatever stuff and bad words. I'll block it out with the Sharpie. But it goes through some violent stuff. That's fine. Nothing too gory like it has been. But then look at this page right here. This is them. It's like softcore porn, honestly. And then there's like 3 pages of it. So, I mean, then it gets into some really cool elements. But I had to pretty much black out the whole comic in order for my son to be able to read it. So I told him after this next issue, we shall not be supporting that comic anymore. So I don't know if you guys feel the same way, if you're picking it up, if you're not. But too much for me. Too much for me. It's a shame too, because the story, it's fun enough. Is it really Batman? Not really. It's like definitely an Elseworlds kind of Batman. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Secret Comics says yes, the tank is from the comics. I think when they were with G.I. Joe. Okay. James, who are your favorite Autobots and Decepticons? Optimus Prime, obviously, is my favorite Autobot. I don't know. I was always a fan of like the leaders. I can't help myself. I like Leonardo from Ninja Turtles, Duke, Duke from G.I. Joe. I don't know what it was with the leaders, but they just inspired me. So Duke, Prime, Megatron. I didn't love Cobra Commander. I was more of a Destro guy, and I just didn't understand why Destro put up with Cobra Commander in G.I. Joe, to be honest with you. So That's what I'm going with. Like any IP that you can think of, and if it has like a genuine like combat leader, like I like Cyclops over Wolverine. Now I like Wolverine probably in general more than Cyclops, but as far as X-Men go, I do prefer Cyclops when they are in the X-Men. Coming together. Telling you. We'll be done before you know it. I'll come in with the brush pen. And it'll be shish bam boom. Shish bam boom. Is that what he says in The Honeymooners? I assume that's where I'm getting it from. I don't know what is in my head. To the moon. Shish bam boom. Betty says, I told my wife how you were dropping the book because of the explicit content. That has made me reevaluate what I'm reading, watching, and listening to, etc. Yeah, I mean, it does something to your head. You know, you see it, you get desensitized to some of the violence, some of that kind of stuff. And I love sharing it with my son. So he's got to see that I've got some discernment as far as what comes in the house, what I consume versus what he's allowed to consume, and why would I watch or read something that he's not able to. Like, what does all that mean? So at least for this season, and probably for the foreseeable future, you know, I'm trying to create comics that can be shared with everybody. And I know a lot of people appreciate it. So why not spend my money supporting comics that everybody can read? So that's my little soapbox stand. That is the soapbox stand. I mean, I do get sucked in because sometimes, you know, people talk some things up so much that I gotta check it out. That's how I ended up watching K-pop Demon Hunters and realized that was not made for me. I enjoyed it, I gotta say, but in my defense, I didn't sit there and watch it. I was in the middle. I had it on and I was organizing my office. And so my opinion of it is very much based on a limited amount of attention paid to it. So I know that there are people who really like it and some people who are very critical of it. So I'm not going to say, you know, it's the best thing, but I am influenced by some opinions of people that I enjoy, and I get sucked into some things that probably not ought to, you know. So I have a lot of fun creating Alpha Red. So that is where my my tastes should gravitate. And it just doesn't, I mean, it necessarily have to be Christian. But it can't be too gory and sexually explicit. And it's getting worse and worse. I mean, it's definitely more of an R-rated book than a PG-13 even. And largely that was due to the violence. But now, if they're going to start adding more sexually charged content also on top of the violence, just can't justify it. I was already halfway out because of the violence. Eyeballs flying out, that kind of stuff. Just like, guys. But yeah. Looking awesome. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. So I am almost done here. Probably another 2 or 3 minutes here. I'm going to pull out the brush pen, give it some contrast, and really hope that kind of makes it pop here. Really want to give it that energy that Joe Manera, he just kind of pops things here and there, everywhere. And then it just kind of makes everything look better. And I'll probably noodle around with it after we get done with the stream. But all right, where's the brush pens? There we go. Go with the medium soft. So that just gives it like that Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona kind of organic feel to it a little bit more than the Dan Mora. I don't know if I would be able to pull off the Dan Mora style of Transformers. It's very angular, which makes it look very much like the robots and stuff. But and I'm looking forward to getting used to that style. But I'm kind of gonna miss the Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona, organic, more independent indie style. Of the past 2 years, where it was just like lots of energy and motion, having good flow to everything. Has a good flow. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and every Sunday night when we get together, talk comics, talk about our favorite geeky stuff, and get ready for the week. Thank you for ending the weekend with me, preparing for the week by hanging out and talking comics. Let me check on the last couple things, and I'll noodle around with this a little bit more before I call it quits. But let me see. Looks great. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you for the last hour or so. And I hope you guys have a great week. And we will see you guys again. Let me hit this button first. Oh, let me hit this other button. So I always forget to turn off the music, and then it drives me nuts. All right, guys. Until next week, grace, peace. We out.
With courage in his heart, a beacon of hope, he's ready to start. With faith as his armor and a fire in his soul, Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, we'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.